Hello everyone, welcome to session 29 of Selenium training. In today's session, I am going to continue the exception handling concepts, right? The last session, I explained something known as exception handling. Exception handling is a mechanism to handle the exceptions. Exceptions are nothing but the runtime errors, right? The errors which will get displayed after executing the program are known as exceptions. So using exception handling mechanism, we can handle the exceptions. After that, after explaining about exception handling, I explained how to handle the exceptions using try-catch blocks, right? Try-catch block. After this, I explained exception hierarchy. Exception hierarchy. That is throwable class. Under throwable class, we have exception class. Under exception class, maybe somewhere as a grandchildren, we have some exceptions like exception classes like array index or arithmetic exception. Other exceptions I explained is array index, out of bounds exception, right? So all these things I explained in the last session. Now guys, now let me explain something about exception types. Current topic is exception types. There are two types of exceptions, guys. One is checked exceptions. Another one is unchecked exceptions. So checked exceptions and unchecked exceptions. What actually checked exceptions means, what exactly unchecked exceptions means, I'm going to explain this, okay? Exceptions can be categorized into two types. One is checked exceptions, another one is unchecked exceptions. Okay, let me clear out all this stuff inside the main method. Okay. Fine. So guys, exception can be categorized into two types. One is checked exceptions and another one is unchecked exceptions. Unchecked exceptions are the exceptions. Okay, in this exception types, unchecked exceptions are the exceptions that are not checked by the compiler and will occur only during execution. That means the exception will be displayed in the output, but it will not be recognized while writing the program. Such kind of exceptions are known as unchecked. Compiler will not check for the exceptions, guys. Okay, such exceptions are known as unchecked exceptions. For example, when I wrote int a is equal to 10/0, okay, this will result in arithmetic exception, right? But am I getting an error here? Am I getting any error here? But when I run this program, I'll get an exception in the output. Right click, run as Java application. It is executing. Let's wait for the output. You see, exception in the thread main, got an exception. So while writing the program, I didn't know that it is exception, right? But after executing the output, I got to know that there is an exception in this particular statement. This kind of exceptions, this arithmetic exception is hence known as what type of exception, guys? Unchecked. Unchecked exceptions are the exceptions which are not checked by the compiler while writing the program. Okay, you will come to know only after executing that here in this particular statement there is an exception because it's not checked while writing the program. Now That's about unchecked exception, guys. Now, checked exceptions are opposite of the unchecked exceptions. That means while writing the code itself, the compiler will be able to identify that it's a there is an exception. Okay, before executing the program only will come to know that there is an exception in this statement. Okay, such kind of exceptions are known as checked exceptions. So there are a lot of examples, guys. For checked exceptions, there are a lot of examples, but let me demonstrate one example here. So in Java, don't worry about this code, guys. Just at a high level, just understand that. Just understand this particular code in the terms of the unchecked checked exceptions. Okay, don't worry about this code. In Java, we generally represent the files using the file class. File predefined class will be used to represent the files. Is equal to new file. In double quotes, I need to provide the path of the file. Okay, in the double quotes, I need to provide the path of the file. Okay, fine. So this is a file. File is a predefined class. Guys, I have a doubt here. Okay, it's not the context, but let me explain. Okay, you need to get it out like this. A is equal to my name I wrote here. Okay, string A is equal to Arun Motor I wrote. Here, string is a predefined class, right? What is string is? String is a predefined class in Java. If you go here, go to Java 8 API. This is the URL. Click on that. It will take you to the Java library. Find the string. Find the string, guys. Okay, string. Almost there, guys. String. You need to find the string. Okay, this is a string. So here, what is the package name, guys? What, guys, anyone? This string is a predefined class, right? String is a predefined class in Java. In which package the string class is in Java? Can anyone say here by looking at this page? Under which package string class is there in the Java library?
Java.lang.string.
Yeah, string is not the package, but up to here, java.language is a package.
Okay.
Okay. So one thing you have to note down here is java.language is a default package in Selenium. Okay. In Java, java.language is the default package. That's why when you write a string, you don't have to import any package or any class from a different package. Okay. Because by default, java.language is the default package in Java. Default package, guys. Okay. The base package, you can say. But coming to file, is asking you to import. Why not string? Why only file is asking you to import? I didn't import the string, right? I can use it because string is under the default package of Java, that is java.lang. Okay, language. This is a default package, guys. Java.language is a default package. You don't have to import this. And also if I say system.out.println, here system is under which package? System predefined class is also under java.language package, right? When I hover the mouse, you see it is saying that system is a predefined class. It is under which package? Java.language. This is also a default package. You don't have to import. For default packages, for the classes, predefined classes which are under the default package like java.language, you don't have to import the classes. But file is not under java.language. File is under which package, guys? Java.io package. You can see here, right? File is from a different package. It's not the default package. Java.io is another package. You can also find here, control F, file. File is a predefined class in Java. Yeah, here is the file. File is a predefined class in Java. It's under which package? Java.io package. Okay, Java.io is not the default package. Hence, you need to import this class, guys. Okay, hence it is giving you error. This particular error is coming because it's not under the default package called java.language. Instead, the file class is under which package? Java.io package. Over the mouse on the file and select import file. When I say import file, this import statement will get added here. That is java.io.file. Okay, I'm importing this file class from a different package called java.io. Yes, fine. Okay, and now here, guys, don't worry about that. That's just for explanation. I just took you out of the context, but that is definitely good to know, right? So that's the reason I explained it. So file is equal new file. In this, I need to provide the path of any particular file. For example, on my desktop, I see any file. Hmm, maybe there is an image file. Maybe you cannot see that file. Okay, this is an image file, guys. An image file is there on my desktop with QFox as name. You can see here, or else I will take this image file. Okay, there's another image file here. Opti something is there, right? There's another image file. So let me rename this one to some name. QFox demo something. What is the format of this file? Right click on this particular file and select properties. It's saying that it is a .png file. Okay, qfox.demo.png file. I want to represent this file in Java. I want this particular file is there on my machine, on my desktop. I want to represent this particular file in Java. For that, I need to create an object for the file predefined class. File is from a different package, so I have to import it from the different package, that is java.io package. After that, errors got resolved. In this double quotes of this particular file constructor, I need to provide the path of the file which I want to represent. So what is the path of this file? The file that is there on my desktop. Right click on this, select properties, copy this in the C drive under users folder, under some Arunium username, under desktop folder. Copy this path, complete path, put it here. Okay. So you see, when I copied single slash was there. When I pasted here, it converted to automatically converted to double slash. This is the format you have to provide this. Okay. C colon double slash. Single slash should be replaced with double slash while providing the path in Java. Desktop. After desktop, provide double slash again manually. And now right click properties. What is the name of the file? Under desktop folder, we have this. Under desktop, on the desktop, we have this QFox demo is the name of the file. Paste it here. What is the extension of the file? .png. .png. Copy this. Okay, like this. This is a path of the file. Okay, this is how you have to represent a file in Java. And I am going to take another example of another class, file reader class. File reader is another class. You don't have to understand this file reader class now. Okay, for now, just understand that in order to represent a particular file in Java, you have to create an object for the file predefined class, and you have to provide the path of the file like this. And there will not be single slashes. Instead, double slashes will be there. Okay, when you represent the file path in Java, you have to provide double slashes like this. Instead of single slash, you have to provide double slash. File reader fr is equal to new file reader. So again, you see here, the file reader is also giving some error. Why? Because this file reader is a predefined class in Java, which is also from a different package known as java.io package. Select this import statement. The import statement will get added. Over the mouse, it should have an argument, guys. Okay? It should have an argument. That is nothing but file. Just copy this file and put it here. Okay. So guys, now you are getting an error, right? I created a statement here and you are getting an error. Over the mouse on this error, you see what is being displayed here, guys? Can anyone read out? Can anyone read this?
File not found exception.
Yes. Unhandled exception type. That means it's an exception, right? My compiler is now able to identify the exceptions. Okay. Earlier it was not able to identify the exceptions. For arithmetic exception, I didn't know about that. But when I hover this file reader thing, unhandled exception type, file not found exception is being displayed. That means my compiler is able to check for the exceptions. Hence, this kind of exceptions like file not found exception is known as checked exceptions. So, what are the examples, guys? Under checked example, what is example now?
File not found.
Yes, file not found is a checked exception because compiler will be able to identify this kind of exceptions. So this comes under checked exception. Coming to unchecked exception, any example? Guys.
Arithmetic exception.
Yes, arithmetic exception. Because this cannot be identified by the compiler. Only after executing the program, you will find such kind of exceptions. These are not checked by the compiler, so these are unchecked exceptions. These are checked by the compiler while writing the code, hence these are called as checked exceptions. Okay, this is an example for checked exception. This is an example for unchecked exception. Fine. And how to handle now? How to handle for unchecked exception? No need to handle, right? For example, if I write int I is equal to 10 by 0, I'm not getting exception, so no need to handle it. Okay, I don't have to handle it. So compiler will not give me an error. I cannot. I can ignore it. But guys, see what I mean to say here is let me copy paste this somewhere for now for a minute. Notepad. Let me open this. I'm just copy pasting this code for a bit, and let that be there. Now here, if I write int a is equal to 10 by 0, will I be able to run this program?
Yes, but you'll get an exception.
Yes, but I will be able to at least run, right? Rightly run as Java application. I will be able to at least run it. I'll not be stopped from running. Only thing is that after executing the program, I'll get an exception in the output. That's fine. But coming to checked exceptions. Coming to checked exceptions, this is the code for checked exceptions. I'll not write again. Will I be able to run this program?
No.
Because we got all because compiler is has identified an exception, so it will not allow me to run. You see, right click run as Java application. When I try to run, right, it will give me a prompt saying that errors exist in required projects. Okay, some errors are there. It's better not run. But if you are still arrogant and don't and want to proceed, also you can proceed, guys. Okay, click on proceed. It will run with the exceptions. Okay, so like this exception in thread main java.language error unresolved compilation problem, unhandled exception type, file not found exception at 10th step. So like this, okay, you have to forcibly run the program. By default, you will not be able to run, but you have to forcibly say proceed and run this program. So guys, these exceptions, since we know while writing the code itself, we have come to know that there is an exception here. Okay, there's an exception here. So we have to handle it, right? Without, if we don't know, it's fine. We can ignore it. But if we really know while writing the code, we should be in a position to handle it. What are the ways to handle these exceptions, guys? One method you already know how to handle the exception.
Try catch. Try catch block.
Yes, that is try catch block. Let's try that. Okay. So let's put this particular statement under try block. Try catch. So before I write, it has given me error like file. What is that exception? File not found exception, right? So file not found exception E. It's fine. This file not found exception is also under java.io package, okay, which is not a default package. So I need to import. This is also a predefined class. I need to import. Wherever it will ask me to import, right, we need to keep on importing this. This file class I imported, this file not found I imported, file reader I imported. Instead of these three statements, you can replace this simple with asterisk symbol. Now you don't have to import all the statements, okay? Java.io.pack. Yes, yes, Rinath, that's correct. Okay, like this. Now it will not ask you to import all the packages from java.io, okay? Because all the classes in there under this java.io are by default imported now. Because of this asterisk means every class. Now guys, I try to handle exception using try catch block. System.out.println file not found exception handled. Okay, file not found exception handled. Save it. Right click. Run as Java application. What will be the output, guys? When you run this program, what will be the output? Can you anyone guess what is the output?
File not found exception.
Yes. This particular statement will be printed. Okay, here we'll get an exception in catch block. We'll go to the catch block and then this particular statement will be printed in the output. File not found exception handled will be printed in the output. Right click, run as Java application. What happened here? Right click, run as not giving anything. So why? I don't know. I too don't know. Okay. Let me write exception E and check if that is able to handle or not. Right click, run as Java application. Okay. Anything I did mistake, guys? It's not about that. It's not even going to the print statement. So let's find out what's happening. Okay. So how to find out? I need to see the execution of the flow. I need to see the flow, how the things are getting executed. So what I will do here is, in the first line, I'm not getting the desired output, guys. I'm not getting the desired output. I just want to see what's happening here. So for that, guys, file is a new file, right? At this particular statement, I will double click. Okay, on this particular bar, I will double click. So this is like a line break, guys. Line breakpoint, line breakpoint. Now, till now, I am trying to execute the programs in normal mode. Now I don't want to execute in normal mode. Instead, I want to debug. Okay, debug. Just want to check from this line. I want to see how the program is executing step by step. So for that, I just added a line break here in this program, and now I need to right click here and say run as debug as. Instead of run as, I need to select debug as Java application. What is this? Okay. It's asking me to switch to debug mode. Okay, since I have trying to execute in debug, so let me switch. It will take me to the debug mode, guys. Fine. So the current when I try to execute in debug mode, the program execution stopped at this breakpoint. Wherever the breakpoint line break I kept, right, at that particular step, the program execution has stopped. Okay, this has stopped, guys, here. Now there is some, you see some options are there. Step into, step over. Okay, some F5, F6 options are there, and I think, yeah, F5. Let me click on this F5. So what happened, guys? When I clicked on F5, the control went from here to here. Okay. Now again, let me click on F5. It went to here, guys. In catch block, exception E, it went there. Things are good. Oh, okay. It's not going inside catch block. This particular statement is not getting executed due to some reasons. It's handled and coming outside. It's not fine. So that's correct, guys. Okay. This print statements may not be executed like this. They are not getting executed. Even though this syntax is correct, system.out.println and everything is correct. So it's not executing this code. Okay. It's handling here, but it's not executing the statements. So because of some checked exceptions kind of thing. Okay. Let's move to the normal mode. This is debug mode. This is normal mode. Okay. You can remove the toggle point. Double click again. It will be removed. Fine. So handling the checked exceptions using try catch block. Let me now write throwable. Okay, throwable. Right click, run as Java application. I think still the same thing is there. Okay, it's not executing this print statement, guys. So if I try to, yeah,
You may try e dot print stack trace something. It may show the error.
yes, I'll try that. Let's see.
Yeah.
E dot print stack trace, right? So let's see whether this is coming or not. Right click, run as Java application. Still, it's not coming.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's not able to. It's not taking anything inside the catch block.
Okay.
So 1 minute. Let's see. Let's find out a solution. If we don't know anything, we have to go with Google. Okay. File not found. Exception. Handling. Try catch. Block example. Way to Java. Any try catch block they have written anywhere? Okay. They mentioned IO exception here. Okay. Shall we try IO exception once and see what's happening? File input stream, file reader. Okay, try catch block. Okay, let's try this IO exception. Right click, run as Java application. Still nothing is coming, guys. So what's happening? So I will do one more thing. Just give me a second. What I will do here is, let me copy paste this code. Go to execute Java programs online. First link, click on the first link. It will take you to some tutorials point page which have this Java executor, online executor. Okay, you don't need Eclipse ID. Just to cross check your at a high level, if you want to cross check your programs, right? Launching the Eclipse ID will take a lot of time. So in that case, right, you can use this. Double, why it's taking time? Yeah, it came. Replace this with the code. Okay, I just pasted the code here. Try to execute. It's printing, it seems. System.out.println out dot. Maybe the IDE problem, guys. Okay. Every ID may have some issues, right? File not found exception handled here. Let's see, it may come execute. One error. What's
You missed semicolon. it
yes,
seems.
semicolon. I forgot. Let's execute now. It's not. It's coming here, guys. That means there is some problem with this ID. Okay. It should execute, guys. It should execute. Okay. So there's some reason I don't know why it's not executing, but you see this online executor is able to execute the code. Some issues with this ID. Okay, this is the latest ID. You have to somehow adjust with that. But just for now, you got a clarity, right? So this is how you have to handle the exception using try catch block. That's why I got shocked even because this should get executed. It's not getting executed here. I don't know why. So fine, it's executed. It's getting executed in the online executor. That's fine. This should be the appropriate output. Okay. In the output, it should print file not found exception handled here. Should be printed. Fine. Let's ignore that. Let's not waste any time. So I may downgrade myself to oxygen. Let's see. Oxygen is a previous version of the Eclipse ID. This is the latest version, guys. About Eclipse ID. Previous version of this. This is a photon. So earlier version is oxygen. So I may switch back to oxygen again. Okay. Let's see. In tomorrow's session, we'll try to take in oxygen Eclipse ID. So another way is there. Another way is there. If you don't want to use try catch blocks, and how to handle this exception without using try catch blocks, how to handle this exception. Okay. Don't have to worry. Just hover the mouse. It will only tell you. Okay. When you hover the mouse on this particular exception, it will give you two options. What are the two ways, guys? One is using try catch block, which we already tried. Okay. This is one way. Another way is hover the mouse and select add throws declaration. Right? When you select that, this throws file not found exception class will be added to the beside this main method in which this particular statement is there. Okay, the method in which this particular statement is there at that same level, some this syntax throws and the type of the exception that is file not found exception will be there. Okay, right click, run as Java application. Okay, it handled the exception, it seems. Don't know what happened here. Okay, it should ignore, but it should give an exception to me. Let me restart my Eclipse ID once, see if any problems are there. Okay. Launch. Got it. Yeah, I got it, guys. What's happening? I got it. I got the problem. Let me see like whether I got that thing or not. Okay. So I just can guess it. So this qfox.demo.png, it's available at this path or not? It's there, right? Right. See users Arunium desktop and qfox demo.png. The path is correct. The path is correct. Let me change the file name demo qfox demo1.png. Let me run this program. Right click, run as Java application. You are getting an exception here. Just a minute, guys. Okay, you understood the problem, guys. Since you are not getting an exception here, right? Here I'm not getting an exception. File reader fr is equal to new file reader. Because this particular file is available at this path, it will not throw an exception. Even though it's giving checked exception, the file is there. So when you run this program, you will not get any exception. That means, let me explain again. Fine, 1 minute, guys. Here if I write system dot out dot println without try catch block, write like this. This statement is followed by file reader. Just understand that there was some confusion with me only. So thing here is I am removing this one. So what's the program here? This is a file. at this particular path, do we have this file? QFox demo is .png file is there at this path, right? It's there. That means the file is there. But what kind of exception it is? Even though the file is there, it's giving you some exception known as unhandled exception, right? It's suggesting this. It's not saying that you will get an exception. It's suggesting that you may get an exception. It's not compulsory that you will get an exception. If the particular file is not at this not available at this path, right, then you will get an exception. If the particular file is available at this path, you will not get the exception in the runtime. Okay, you are getting my point, guys? Any confusion here? Since the path is available, even though it's giving checked exception, you will not get an exception if you run this program, guys. When I run this program, you see right click run as Java application, forcibly run. What's happening? It's saying unresolved. It's not throwing an exception. It's saying you have not resolved it. Okay, you have not resolved it. Is saying right click run as Java application. Proceed. It's saying you have to resolve this error. Then only you can run the program. But it's not giving an exception here. So to overcome this checked exception problem, there are two ways. One is try catch block and another one is throws. So if I try with try catch block, try catch exception is some exception. Just understand this program, guys. You have to understand this. Okay, so let me know, guys. Now let me know like how the program execution will be done in this case. How the program will be executed in this case. Control flow. The execution will start here. This file object will be created. This is the path of the file. Do you think at this particular path the file is there? Under C users desktop, that is under, let me click on the folder. Under C drive, under users, under this folder, then under desktop, under desktop. Where is the desktop? This is the desktop. Under desktop, which file should be there? qfox.qfoxdemo.png file should be there. You see here qfoxdemo.png file is available here, right? That's fine. That means this particular file path exists. Okay, now I handled this try catch block, this particular file reader class using try catch block. So this particular statement is giving me the checked exception. It's asking me to resolve the checked exception so that compiler will be so that you will be able to execute the program. Fine. Here file is there. This is the path of the file. This is the path of the file. This particular path is available. That means this particular statement will not give an exception. Okay, exception won't be thrown. Okay, exception won't be thrown here. Exception won't be thrown here. That means if the exception is not thrown, it will not go to the catch block, right? The exception is not thrown, it will not go to the catch block. Simply it will print the statement is followed by the file reader class now. When I run this program, you will see the same output. You see, right click run as Java application. The statement is followed by the file reader class will be printed because there is no exception thrown here. We just handled it, but there is no exception. Okay, even though we handled it, there is no exception in this statement. But what if I give some xyz.png? What if I give xyz.png? Will an exception be thrown here?
Yes.
Anyone?
And yes, it will.
Because the file path is not there. This particular file is not available at this path. That means this statement will give exception. Exception will be thrown. If the exception will be thrown, it will go to the catch block. Then this particular statement exception handled here will be printed. And after that, this particular statement need to be printed. So let's see, right click run as Java application like this. Okay, exception handled here. That means exception has been thrown. That's why this particular statement. Earlier, right, this exception was not being thrown, hence catch block is not getting executed. Now exception is thrown because of this unavailability of the file. Hence, exception got thrown and this particular statement got executed. After that, this statement got executed. Fine. Now, I will remove the try catch block again. Another way. What is another way to overcome this checked exception problem? Compiler is giving me the checked exception. It's asking me to resolve before executing this program, right? Over the mouse. Another option I will get is throws declaration. When I say throws declaration, it will give the add the statement like throws file not found exception here. Okay, it's not problem of any Eclipse IDE. Okay, that was my mistake only. Fine. So now you see the compiler handled the exception. Okay, compiler handled the exception. Now let's give the correct name. Fox demo.png, right? So what will happen? It will run properly. Okay, because there is no exception at this statement, because this particular file is available at this path. Since I have thrown it, it has ignored this particular exception. Just ignored, guys. This particular statement is written so that the compiler will ignore the exception, checked exception here. It's ignoring it. You don't have to write try catch. If you are very confident that the file path is there here, you can add a throw statement here. So this method will become blind kind of thing. It will ignore the checked exceptions. When this particular statement is added, the compiler will ignore the checked exceptions and will not give any checked exceptions error. And it will continue like that. This will not give an exception. The program execution will not stop. But what if? Okay, I remove this. This particular file is not there on my desktop. So what will happen, guys, when I run this program? Can anyone say anything here? What will happen when I run this program?
It prints the sysop.
It print.
System.out.println message which was given in that will get printed.
This will be printed, you are saying?
Yeah.
Just think about again. This file is not available.
File
What will
not
happen?
found exception. It will throw a file
Will
not
this
found.
this statement will throw an exception or not?
Yes, it will.
Yeah, it will throw.
Exception will be thrown here. When an exception will be thrown, what will happen in general? Will the statement will be executed or not?
No.
When in general, right, basics of exception I explained, right? If an exception occurs in a between statement, all the statements following but that exception will not be executed, right?
No.
So only the exception will be printed here. Right click run as Java application like this. So exception in thread main file not found exception. Because this particular file is not available, it's saying this is a reason for getting that exception. At which statement we got the exception? Ninth step. The statements followed by the ninth step will not be executed. Okay, this print statements will be ignored. If you handle this exception using try catch block, then this particular statement would have executed. But here, the compiler became blind. That's it. It doesn't mean that compiler became blind. It has ignored the exception and still you have run the program. The file path is not available. You got the exception. So exception will not be handled. Simply you will get this exception in the output, and the remaining statements will not be executed. Okay. So just practice this, guys. Okay. This is a disadvantage of throws.
Arun, so the throws syntax should be combined with the method.
Yes. Yes. Throw syntax should be combined with the methods. Throws is the keyword, and this is a class predefined class name which can handle the exception, right? Here we are not actually here we are not handling the exception. We are just ignoring the exception. Okay, you have to understand this. Throws is just ignoring the exception. Try catch will handle the exception. Throws will not handle the exception. Throws will just ignore the exception. It will make the compiler believe that there is no exception here. Just don't worry. I will take care of the exception kind of thing. Okay, when you use throws. Got it, guys? Clear?
Yes, Arun.
Okay. Throws need to be combined with the main method. You don't have to manually write. Simply hover the mouse and select add throws declaration. In the method declaration, this particular statement will be added. Okay. This particular method will now ignore the exception, checked exceptions. This is only applied for checked exceptions, not for unchecked exceptions. You can see here handling checked exceptions using try catch block, handling ignoring checked exceptions. You are ignoring the exceptions using throws keyword. Throws exception name, which will be added to the method declaration. Fine. This is about the exception types, guys. Let's finish up this handling files also. We are almost done with files, right? Let me explain this handling files for today. We'll start collections framework tomorrow. So let me finish up this handling files today. So next topic is handling files. So before going there, there are a few more things I can explain here. 1 minute. Int a is equal to 10 by 0. Okay, int a is equal to 10 by 0. So this will give an exception, right? It's not required, no. This will give an exception. This is unchecked exception. Right click, run as Java application. So I'll get an exception. At which step? 7th step. So in order to handle this exception, I have to write try catch block. I have to put this into the try catch block. Catch exception E. I can give arithmetic exception also. Fine. Now, no exception will be displayed. Exception will be handled using try catch block. Handled here. Save it, run this program. Right click, run as Java application. Exception is handled here will be printed. Now guys, I want to print this object E. Okay, instead of this statement, right, I want to print the object E. Simply copy this, paste it here. Okay, right click, run as Java application. So only exception details are getting printed, guys. Okay, whatever the exception has thrown, that object reference is storing that exception in the form of object. You are printing the object. Okay, when you print E, you are printing the object. You are printing the object. So these details are getting displayed. If I only want to print this message, what I have to do? I don't want to print all the statements. I don't want to, here exception details got printed at same time, the reason for the exception got printed. But now I don't want to print complete thing. Instead, I only want to know the reason behind the exception. That is only this part I want to get printed. Simply say E dot get message. Okay, E dot get message. This is a method, guys. So run this program now. Only the reason for the exception will be printed. That is divided by 0 is a thing. And I want to print a combination. Let's say exception plus E is handled here like this. I can do that. Right click, run as Java application. Exception, this particular exception divided by 0 is handled here. So you have to give a space here. Just give a space here and there. Right click, run the program, Java application. Exception, this particular exception divided by 0 is the reason is handled here will be printed. And one more thing, there's one more thing called E dot print stack trace. Okay, so this will give the complete trace, guys, complete details. Okay, so of the exception. Right click, run as Java application. So complete details will be, exception details will be printed here. It looks like an exception only, right? Java.language.arithmetic exception divided by 0, and at which step? This step. For example, we have another method. So public static void method A. So I am taking out from here and putting it here. The method I am putting it, and from the main method I am calling this method A. So when I run this program, what will happen? E.print stack trace. Will it give the same result or a different result? Let's see. Right click, run as Java application. What happened, guys? Instead of 2 lines, I got 3 lines. Right? Instead of 2 lines, I am getting 3 lines. That means Java.language arithmetic exception divided by 0 at demo.method A Okay, so at 15th step, and which is under which this method is called from which method? Main method that has come here like this, guys. Okay, complete trace from where the execution is flowing and all those things will be shown in the output. That is the advantage of e.print stack trace. But if I print only system.out.println e, only the first line will be printed. Right click, run as Java application. If I print e.get message, what will be printed? Only this message will be printed. Right click, run as Java application. Only the message will be printed. Okay, this is how you can work with the messages. Okay, the messages. Fine. Clear, guys? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So let me take this handling files tomorrow. Okay, that's not a problem. I will take handling files, maybe 2 more sessions, I guess, to complete this handling of the files, collection frameworks, and all. Okay, it will take 2 more sessions to complete the Java part. So for now, this is for today. Fine, guys. Let's meet tomorrow at the same time. Okay.
Thanks, Arun. Good night.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Welcome,
Arun.
guys. See you tomorrow at the same time. Bye.
Bye.